Rail operation provide optimized and market-oriented railway transport solution that's with using efficiencies and competitive concept. Whether it's been timetabling, capacity, intermodal competition analysis, or operation planning, we have the expertise, tool, and experience to support, to advise, and also perfect your operative capability in your rail operation. For rail operations, that also have three types of vehicles with each train, locomotive, and also railroad car. For train is a form of a rail transport that consisting of a series of connected vehicles that generally run along a railway to transport passengers or cargo. Train, also known as a freight or goods, and for the train that also have two types, which is passenger train and freight train. For locomotive is a rail transport vehicle that provide the motive power for a train. As we can see, if a locomotive is capable of carrying a pallet, it is usually rather referred to as a multiple unit motor coach, rail car, or power car. The using of these separate vehicles is increasingly common for passenger train but rare for freight. And the lastly is a railroad car. Is a vehicle that used for the carrying of cargo and passengers on a rail transport system, such as when coupled together and hauled by one or more locomotives for a train. Alternatively, some passenger cars are self-propelled, in which case they may be either single rail car or make up multiple units.
Rail operation. Rail operation have three different types, which is passenger operation, freight operation, and locomotive operation. Passenger operation. Most public transport passenger operation happen in the train station and in the passenger car. The passenger buy a ticket either in the station or on the train, sometimes at a higher fare. There are, generally speaking, two ways of validating a ticket. The first way is for the passenger to validate the ticket himself by perforating it, for instance, which is randomly checked by a ticket controller. This method is sometimes referred to a proof of payment and is used extensively on one-man operated rail and bus line. The second way is for a conductor to check all persons on the train for valid ticket and devaluate them so they cannot be used again. Some passenger cars, especially in long-distance high-speed trains, have a restaurant or bar. This needs to be charted. In recent time, train catering has been diminished somewhat by vending machine in the train station or on the train. When not in use, passenger cars or passenger train are stored, maintained, and repaired in the courtyard. Freight operation. Freight or cargo loaded or unloaded located at intermodal terminal. Intermodal freight transport uses containers which are handled by a crane. Along the route, freight trains are routed to rail yard to sort cars and assemble trains for their final destination, as well as for equipment maintenance, refueling, and crew changes. Within a freight yard, trains are composed in a classification yard. Swisher or shunter locomotive help the composing. A unit train, also called a block train, which carries a block of cars all of the same origin and destination, does not get sorted in a classification yard, but may stop in a freight yard for inspection, engine service, and crew changes. Combining freight and passenger operation on a single track with passing loops poses operational problem because of the different demand of freight operator and public transport. In many smaller countries, passenger operation are done during the day, while freight trains operate mostly during the night. Locomotive operations. Inactive locomotive may be housed in a locomotive depot or engine house, also known as engine shed, and roundhouse decommission locomotive with steam generation capacities were sometimes positioned in semi-permanent location, and their boiler capacity was used to provide steam to heat facilities, power machinery, warm passenger cars, or snow and ice clearing activities. Railroad equipment that is considered obsolete by being outdated or inefficient when compared to newer equipment, or being worn to a point that is unrepairable, may be taken out of railroad service. This piece of equipment may be usable parts removed by a railroad company for reuse on other machines, or may be sold as complete unit for reconditioning and reuse by another user. If equipment is considered completely unserviceable and it is financially unwise to attempt to make it so, the entire machine may be declared scrap and is usually sold to be taken away and dismantled for recycling of the raw material. If the process salvage of scrapping is financially unrecoverable, the equipment may be left in place until it becomes possible to do so. Steam locomotives were frequently housed in a circular train depot known as roundhouse that surround a turntable.
We will move to the next part of factors. As mentioned earlier, there is two factors, which is intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Extrinsic factors is the external factors that may affect a train system. Transportation systems developed to interact at different scales and through the influence of a variety of factors. First is the physical geography. Obviously, a rail transport system will be affected by the physical geography. Physical geography means it is the nature of the creation of God and exists by itself. A rail system must pass throughout the geography and geology of certain regions such as flat or mountainous. These also include obstacles such as water and mountains during system working. In order to make a good system, they need to calculate a slope correctly to decide to develop a new tunnel or railways. Characteristic for the most preferred land for built railways is a plain land with its level land, high density of population, and rich agriculture present the most favorable condition for the development of railways. However, the presence of large number of rivers make it necessary to construct the bridges, which involve heavy expenditure. Occurrence of unfavorable weather condition, which is wind, rain, snow, ice, can affect route, mood, and timing of travel, thus leading to changes in the passenger flow of rail transit system. After considering temperature, wind strength, rain, and fog will lead to the lower passenger flow. Second is human geography. Human geography meaning a places or a city of human built. It is normal for a rail system to be founded in large city or rural area. It is because the purpose are to offer services to people of freight. The existence of railway will increase the number of residents in town or village. It is a great benefit to build around them because it is easier and cheaper to construct railway in the plains than in the mountains. The speed and capacity of railway can be increased by constructing multiple tracks and convert to electric locomotive. Also, the broader the gauge, the greater is the capacity of the railways to carry load. Historical factors. Historical factor is an asset left a long time ago. The negative side of railway are often used for purposes they were not designed for. System has evolved influenced by the cultural attributes and it strongly influenced local transport developments. Politics in certain countries always play a big part in railway system. Some railways are built a long time ago during British Raj and use our track system. This caused a massive repair need to be done and great amount of money to be invested.